Shooting badges might be some of the most important badges in 2K. In a game where the meta is to hit threes, you need the best shooting badges possible to help you win the game. In this video, I'm going to be making a tier list of the worst badges for shooting to the best badges and tell you which ones you basically need to get decent. I think I'm actually a pretty decent enough person to talk about this. I've done a lot of videos where I do really stupid jump shots and green them anyways because of the badges I have, because of the patterns I've used, and my experience of figuring out which badges are the best in the game. I guarantee you, if you at least use these badges, your shooting percentage is going to go up for sure. ¿Qué pasa to the pack? It is Pack here,
aka your mama's best friend.
Before this video starts, join the new channel and subscribe to this channel. That would be great. Link is in the description. So, we're gonna be starting off this tier list with the worst badges. I think that's the best way to go. It's pretty obvious. I have this set up. Useless is the first ranking. This is sure badges like there's no reason to even touch because they're terrible. There's not good enough. My opinion, yeah, like they're probably just, you shouldn't even use them at all, but like I guess if you really wanted to, you can maybe put on bronze. But bronze is really for bronze badges. I think that you definitely can use some of these badges in this category, at least on bronze. Great is where I think that these are starting to get to the badges where like I think you basically need to get. And essential is like you have to get this badge no matter what. This is the first badge that you need to get if you want to be successful in 2K. So, and this is honestly, this is for everything. This is for rec, this is for 3v3 park, this is for 2v2, even 1v1s, and even if you just want to play like my career, you need all these badges, and make sure you look at it this way, right? So first badge I want to talk about is Ice and Veins. Straight up useless. It is literally, it increases your field goal percentage, or I guess your shot attempt percentage in the free throw, in the clutch, in rec, or in my career, unless you have a 25 free throw. Even then, by the way, it's not going to help you that much if your free throw's that bad. There's just no reason. It's not going to help you enough. And there's no reason wasting badge points on something that's like barely ever going to help you ever in this game. It's just a waste of a badge. Don't even look at that badge. Another one I feel this way about is Slippery Off Ball. Now, I wouldn't say this is like a bad badge because like it pops up when you're playing and it kind of gets you away from people. So I guess it has its moments. I'm not going to act like it doesn't have its moments, but it's just not good enough. It doesn't do enough to where I feel like you have to get the badge. It doesn't affect your game at all. It doesn't really get you open. It just kind of bumps you off people a little bit more. It's just not good enough. There's no reason to even look at it. And then another badge I feel that way is Antifreeze. It helps you get cold less. You shouldn't be getting cold in the first place, just straight up. So if you're a good enough shooter, and if you're trying to watch this video to get even better, you should basically never get cold. I have played, I think, 1,000 games already, and I have not gotten cold once. So therefore, why would I even touch this badge if I'm not getting cold? I just don't. In which order? I'd say Slippery Off Ball is the least useless out of these three. And then I'd say Antifreeze and then Ice and Veins. I think Ice and Veins is actually maybe the worst badge in the entire game. It could be. But we're already on not good enough. So I think this is the only part in this list I think I'm being controversial, but there's some badges I feel that, yeah, they have their moments, but I don't think it's worth it. Rhythm Shooter is one of them. So Rhythm Shooter essentially it improves your shot percentage after you break down your defender. But I have noticed you'll do a Curry slide, it doesn't affect it. You do a step back, it doesn't affect it. Like, it really just doesn't do anything, and it doesn't even improve it that much. And even then, it's so easy to green up the Curry slide anyway, so do you really need this badge? And there's so many other badges that can help you a lot more with that. So Rhythm Shooter basically doesn't help. And then there's a badge that's basically the exact same thing, and that is Stop and Pop. Basically the exact same badge, and it's still, again, another badge that doesn't even pop up. Like, you'll do a Curry slide. That's the thing, right? Stop and Pop is like after you do a drill move and you stand still and shoot it, it improves your shot. For example, a Curry slide, and it doesn't pop up. So therefore, what's the point? Like, it just doesn't do anything. So that I feel that it's not good enough to use. Another one that I actually don't think is the worst badge here. That's why I'm gonna put it in the back probably. Well, it's in the front. Is Set Shooter. Yes, it improves your shot after you're shooting a wide open three and you're waiting like seconds before you shoot it. I guess there's moments where that happens, but let's be real. If you're playing comp, no one's gonna leave you open for what, 2 seconds? They're not gonna do that. So therefore, this badge will basically never pop up unless like you're lucky, and that's a rare situation. It's not enough situations for you to use it, and you shouldn't be hesitating on open shots anyways. So it's just not good enough, straight up. And then another one is Tireless Shooter. I put this one here. It's another badge that I feel, first of all, you can green if you're tired anyways, therefore you don't even need this badge straight up. And I have low stamina. I have 25 stamina, and I'm blinking like half the time, and I never have needed this badge ever. Even if I'm running out of stamina, I can still green. Like, it's not really a problem, so it doesn't really affect you. So therefore, you don't really need the badges that much. It just doesn't matter enough. Okay, so now we're getting into the bronze badges. I think that you could probably use these on bronze if you really wanted to. Volume shooter feels a badge that, like, it pops up a lot. Every time you shoot it, volume shooter pops up. It's one of those badges that it's good, but I don't know if it's good enough to put on Hall of Fame. But every shot you shoot, it has a better chance of going in. And the point of 2K, this year, shooting is a big deal. There's not as much skill this year. So basically, if you want to win, you got to be perfect. You can't mess up. You can't miss. And volume shooter is going to make sure you don't miss. And especially if you make your first shot and then you keep making another shot, it's just going to get a better chance of making it and greening. And the point is to make as many as you can. So it's a pretty solid badge, but I wouldn't put it at Hall of Fame. Fade Ace, I'm going to put this one in the back, though. I think it's actually an okay badge if you fade, but there's not many players that do fadeaways, and it's just not the meta. I mean, there is fadeaways, but this badge does not affect fadeaways. It affects post fades, and therefore there's not enough players doing that. It's not a bad badge, but it's not a badge that I consider getting unless you're like a post scorer. So it's one of the badges like, yeah, you can get a bronze if you need to. Corner specialist, that's a pretty good badge. I'll put in the front. If you are a corner sitter, or if you just happen to be in the corner on a lot of occasions, it helps. It's not a bad badge at all. I know people think that it does nothing. It actually does help you. It does, especially if you have a lower 3-point rating. But I mean, you really shouldn't struggle making an open corner shot anyways, especially if you have these other badges. So therefore, it's a good badge, but there's so many better badges here that you can just get on bronze and it'll help you a little bit and it'll be worth it. Difficult shots is another badge I think you can get on bronze. I'd put it here. The thing is, you can still green difficult shots without difficult shots. And it's only for mid-ranges, it's not for 3-pointers. I have it and it pops up when I do little fades in the midi, but then again, it's kind of just like a bailout badge, like the shot clock's running out 3 seconds after running across the like court and you just do a quick fade. Yeah, it'll help you, but that's very like specific situations. I have it on bronze. I think it's nice on bronze, but I'll never put it more than that. It's just a decent badge. Then finally, clutch shooter. This used to be a really good badge in 21 current gen. And I guess I'd put it in the front because it pops up pretty aggressively when it's a clutch time situation. But again, any badge that only helps you for like an eighth of the game is only so much good. Like, yeah, if you have it on bronze or even up to Hall of Fame, it'll make your meter huge. And you'll probably green it pretty easily. And there's times where you're going to want the badge. But I've hit game winners without it. It's not a big deal of a badge. You don't need it, but it's good enough to where you could put it on bronze if you really wanted to. Okay, so from now on, these are badges I basically think that like it's a good idea to have. So for great, I have Deadeye. Listen, it's a good badge. There's gonna be moments. It's so easy to contest threes this year, and you're gonna need this badge to make some greens in people's faces because they're gonna be contesting you a lot, especially playing comp and they play good defense. There's gonna be times you're gonna have to just put up a shot that like is not guaranteed to go in, but like if you have green or Deadeye, I mean, it'll at least help you have a chance to green it, and you need the chance to green it every time. I'm going to put Sniper in the back. I like Sniper. I use Shot Stick. I think I can do no shot meter sometimes, but like I personally right now I'm using Shot Stick, and Sniper is a badge I have on Hall of Fame, but not everyone uses Shot Stick, so therefore if you don't use Shot Stick, you don't need it. So it's a great badge, but it's not a necessary badge, and that's why I don't have it at Essential. Catch and Shoot, an amazing badge, but you already get a boost for catch and shoot, and if you were only limited to a couple badges, that's why I don't have it on Essential. I think it's a very good badge, one of the best badges in shooting badges in the game, but it's not the badge that like you absolutely need, but it's definitely like you're gonna get it if you're a shooter. Like you're gonna need it, at least on silver, probably on gold. I'd say it's a very good badge. I'm gonna say Circus 3s are up here as well. If you know what you're doing, Circus 3s are amazing. Like they're hard and it's not an easy thing to do, but if you know how to do Circus 3s, you're crazy, you're cracked. But it's definitely one of those badges that you're gonna need to probably put on Hall of Fame and practice the jumper as well. And you're gonna need to make the shots so that you can keep making the shots. So it's a good badge. It's a very great badge actually, but you need to be like that, and not everybody can get this badge either. So it's one of those badges. Deep threes I have in the front. This is so close to being essential. I honestly, you know what? I'm putting it on essential. I don't even care. It's an essential badge. If you do not have deep threes, you cannot make deep threes almost. You cannot green them at least. You need to have at least, need to have it at least on like silver. You have to. There's no way you can survive in this game without being able to shoot near half court. And this is really the only badge that it's gonna like allow you to do that. You absolutely need this badge. So I'll get back to that in a second, but my last great badge is Green Machine. Just straight up, I'd put it behind Catch and Shoot. This whole point of this game is making every shot you shoot, and that means you need a green, and Green Machine helps you do that a lot. So if you hit one shot, the next shot has a better chance of greening, and then another shot has a better chance of greening, and continues and continues. The whole point of this game is to green every shot you shoot. So this is a badge that basically, I'd even argue, is probably essential, but you can still theoretically, if you know your timing, green every shot if you know your timing. So you don't have to have it as essential, but it's pretty close to there. Now I already have deep threes on essential. It was close to great, but it's right there. I'm gonna put blinders behind deep threes. It's an essential badge, especially if you're a shot creator and you're doing curry slides and screens and stuff like that. You're gonna need this badge. I mean, you make some stupid shots. People will be in your face, but because they're next to you, they're not guarding you. It's absurd. It's a stupid badge, but it's so good that you basically need to have it. I'd say hot shots right here, right in front of, oh gosh, deep threes. Hot shot is so good. Every time you shoot one, if you have it on Hall of Fame, you almost get half your takeover. It's a stupidly good badge. You have to have it. The whole point, right, especially if you're shooting takeovers, is that you can get your takeovers in the first 3 possessions, and that's what you can do with this badge. So, and then with your takeover, you can make the dumbest shots you want. So, yeah, you want to get your takeover as fast as possible, and Hot Shot essentially allows you to do that. But the best badge in the game, at least for shooting, is Hot Zone Hunter. Maybe people disagree with me. I believe that the difference between not being able to shoot and being able to shoot is Hot Zone Hunter. You need hot zones, obviously, but if you're good enough at the game, the whole court should essentially be your hot zone at one point. So once that happens, you get Hot Zone Hunter on Hall of Fame, and like it's easy. Like it makes greening so easy. So you have to have it. It's just it's like training wheels on a bike. It's just easy. It's the best shooting badge in the game for sure. This is my tier list. I'm actually surprised how like evened out it is. You can tell there's only 3 useless badges in the shooting category. There's other categories. I think there's a lot more useless badges. This is about, I feel confident in this. I know that a lot of you might disagree, and I know a lot of you think maybe there's like other badges that can move around. But I mean, if it's here, if it's at the end, I think it's debatable to go up or down. Like Circus 3s, I think, you know, if some people don't even use it or need it, so you can go bronze. Other people think it's essential. Clutch shooter, some people think it's great. Some people think it's not even that good this year. Set shooter, slippery off ball, you could argue maybe it's not good enough, and then you could argue that blinders is just great because some people don't even need blinders. I actually only use it on bronze. I don't think I need it as much as other people do, but still, it's such a good badge that like it has to be an essential. This is how I feel. What do you think? Do you want me to do the other categories as well? Leave it in the comments below, and if you like this channel, give it a sub, and I'll see you guys next time.